People are making noise, burning tires, shooting at each other. The cops are getting involved, throwing flashbangs. We're not allowed to be in the streets after 9 because of lockdown and curfew.
And it was around 11.
So not only were we hiding from the rioters who weren't from this town.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. Not a vlog, even though I kind of started vlogging again today. I need to stop fiddling with stuff. We'll put the lights thing here. Okay, if you want to look directly at a camera, it's that one.
And that one.
Or you don't have to look at that one.
Okay.
If you want to directly talk to the audience, look there.
Okay.
And I look there, and that's just like wide angle for ambience. Anyway, hey, what? Can I start?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No. Can you?
Well, I can. I'm just making sure you're ready.
Hey, ladies, stop fighting.
Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. It's episode number 2. This is exciting. As you can see, the studio has changed. It is spring. A lot of cool things are happening. The flowers are flowering. The plum trees are still flowering. There's no fruit yet. And we have a guest today. This is actually cool. It's Diwane. I do know his name. I'm just getting confused because I know too many people whose names start with D and end in un. So like it's a bit difficult. But yeah, we met in a very interesting way. That was mad. It was lockdown last year. All stuck in. Was it in August? Wasn't it like the beginning of lockdown?
This is August, last year August.
So you're telling me we were here for lockdown for. I was here since April. So I was here for April, May, June, July. 4 months before we met. We were stuck in the smallest town in the country for 4 months before we met.
Yeah, before we met, you nearly drove over me. Yeah. And I nearly drove over you.
Remember, I was living here since way before he even moved here, and after he moved here, which is longer than 4 months, I still didn't know who this fucker was.
That's true, because I
right
remember
next door.
When the story of me almost driving over you, I think I came home like, yo, Gran, what's going on? I see there's people moving in and they kind of look like Joburg fucks. Like, I was so confused. And I asked Yuri and you're like, I don't know who they are. But it's a small town.
And then a week later, you and Tara went with the skateboards and the drone here by the hotel. And I came back from the shop and I nearly drove over you.
I remember swearing at you. I think I remember looking at Ty and being like, Ty, so he's a fucking idiot, I'm going to kill him.
And I was like, fucking Joburg boots.
Gee, that's mad. And now you're part of the friend group. Did your phone just make sound, dude? Anyway, it's up to an interesting start. Anyway, guys, we're still getting into the podcasting scene. I'm excited for this. I like talking, as you guys might have picked up. We should actually talk about how we met you. Because...
It was mad. I
Like-
was the only one with cigarettes.
I guess everyone's kind of got the context, so we didn't know each other for a while. Until the riot. I've been meeting a lot of people in riots, I've noticed. Yeah.
That's where the party's at.
This is where bullets are at, apparently. But anyway, so we met in the riot.
Don't you want to talk about why there was a riot here?
Okay, just the year before we met, I moved here in November. And we only...
Yo, okay, let's start there. Why are you in Hutton? I was just unfortunately got born here.
Honestly, I don't know.
You were in Vryheid before?
Yeah. Actually, Rustenburg.
Rustenburg before. And then you moved to Vryheid.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And then you moved to Hutton. So you kind of just downgraded the
from
size
a
of town.
city to this.
Wait, I wouldn't really call Rustenburg a city.
It's bigger than this.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And it is classified as a city.
Just be happy. Dundee's got robots. Hoedspruit didn't even have robots. And when I lived there, it was interesting. I think the craziest intersection we had was a 4-way stop, and it wasn't straight. So people got so confused because the roads were a little bit off center, they didn't know how to use a 4-way stop anymore. And it was very confusing when we got our first beggar in town because you can't actually stand in the middle of the 4-way stop because nothing lines up. So you were just kind of like running in circles when it came to asking for food. That was crazy. But anyway, yeah, so you moved to Hutton. How was that? How was that move for you, coming to such a small town with nothing?
Well, I didn't know anyone, so it was quite boring. I was in my house for nearly a year, didn't know anyone.
And you went to Dundee High straight away?
That's unfortunate.
It's interesting because you moved here not knowing anyone to lockdown happening and you being in this house almost every single day for like the whole lockdown.
He's furniture.
Yeah.
The running joke here is he is furniture.
Yeah.
Because he's always here. And I got back from Peter Maritzburg yesterday. And yesterday, he calls me. He's like, hi, can I borrow your headphones?
Hey,
and he's already out.
You know what my question is actually? How do people know we back?
I didn't tell them.
I know the town's small. I understand that fully.
And I don't speak to Charlie or your gran or Mikkel anymore.
I know, that's why I'm wondering because so I've had this a couple times where like I'll get home and I get a message from like Peter or someone. It's like, hey, I hear you back. I'm
You
like,
should say
who's
Peter.
the Peter. Someone Peter. As but yeah.
Can I be honest with you? I know he came back.
Yes.
He put that momentum on his status, and I was like, on your way back with a question mark. He's like, just got on the bus.
He put a what on his
A
face?
photo with him and a friend. And the caption said momentum.
Sean took a selfie when before I got on the bus.
Yeah.
And I asked him, are you on your way back? And he's like, just got on the bus.
Okay, so that's how you knew this time was your talk. But it's crazy, like often like I'll get here and someone's like, oh, I hear you back. I'm like, who the fuck told you? Like how? But yeah, I guess it's also because Yudi's mom works at the pharmacy and a lot of my friends need medication because we're all fucked. And
The amount of gossip that happens there.
And Thursday, I went to your mom's work after I rode. And I was talking to your mom. And I was like, yeah, and Yuri left on Sunday and he didn't even tell me. She's like, no, don't worry. He might be coming back this Sunday. And I was like, is Daniel gone? He's like, yeah, he's coming back the same day.
yeah, it was an interesting one. Before we get into the story of how we met you, you just mentioned gossip. You moving to Dundee. Has there been crazy gossip about it? Have you fallen into the gossip culture of a tiny ass town?
Yes, I have.
It's bad, eh?
It is. But you see, Freya's actually worse.
Freya's worse.
Yeah.
But it's bigger.
But it's still a small town syndrome.
Okay, that's true. How does that make you feel coming from a bigger place that doesn't happen? I guess you were younger in Rustenburg.
Yeah, I was
but
around
like,
I turned 16 when I moved back, so...
Yeah, it's crazy because growing up here, I didn't really understand what gossip culture was until I moved to the city and then went back to a small town being older. Because I know like my parents have been under the gossip culture, like being the name that's being spread and like I'm not gonna say they were always being thrown under the bus for something they didn't do. Like sometimes there was stories, but also like a small town is just so bad.
It is.
Have there been bad ones about you?
Yeah, apparently I'm a drug dealer.
You look like one. I've had that one in high school.
You want to explain why? We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I like how he's like, maybe I am a drug dealer, you know, like.
No, but you see, to be classified as a drug dealer, you need like exchange for money or something.
You know what?
I'm just a... It's not mine.
That's tea that we got from.
Yeah, this one's
my
chamomile. This one's rooibos.
See, the one's finer than the other one.
And this one's also chamomile.
Also, not my project. I know nothing about it. Don't know.
It's not mine.
Medicine. It's spring. Watch the vlog. Yeah, dude. Gossip culture is crazy. Actually, okay, we going on tangents. How did we meet? That's a story, dude. We met. If I'm gonna put it in like, if this was a trailer, and I wanted to hook people, I'd say something like, we met under gunshots
And flashbangs.
flashbangs, yelling, and getting stuck in a house with someone we didn't know,
What's in there?
and all of us were ready to just stab.
I wasn't there.
Oh, you were? You were there?
Charles was standing next to me.
You.
No, he wasn't. I told him he's not allowed to come out.
Bitch.
Yeah.
So I only met you afterwards.
Okay, firstly, I don't agree with you calling me a bitch. I'm looking after you. I remember going out to fetch Mikkel because of how hairy it got. Like, it wasn't just oh, people are making noise and burning tires. It was people are making noise, burning tires, shooting at each other. The cops are getting involved, throwing flashbangs. We're not allowed to be in the streets after 9 because of lockdown and curfew.
And it was around 11.
So not only were we hiding from the rioters who weren't from this town, because at least the town rioters knew who we were, but we were also hiding from the cops.
And the riot squads.
And the riot squads. And the everything. And okay. How did we meet?
I still remember I was helping my mom painting stuff in the shop she had, the coffee shop. And my gran phones me and she's like, she's like, Diwan, there's police lights on the bridge. What's going on? And I was like, I don't know. And I light myself a smoke and I walk out, open the sliding door. You, Mikkel, Tar, Peter and everyone comes walking past. And I was like, hello, weet julle wat dalk daar aangaan? I still remember Mikkel saying, hello, oom. I was like, who the fuck's your oom? And he comes closer and he just tells me what's going on. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I walk up with you guys. Or I walk up with Mikkel to the bridge. And I met all of you. Daniel, I've still got your email and your YouTube, Ty, and all that shit.
Yeah, we were plugging hard. It's like the first time you meet someone new, you have to plug all the socials.
And I was there with my notepad and I was just, okay, shot, got it. And first thing Daniel asked, we didn't even shake hands yet. And he's like, listen, who has a gua? And I was like, me. I think
how the tables turn.
I think that's how the ice broke, because I remember when you came out, I even looked at time like, who the fuck is this making noise right now? Because we were all lying against the bank, because we had cops on the bridge. We're lying on the bank trying to see what's going on. Riot is on the other side. Luckily it hadn't hit 9 yet. And then we saw Peter walking up. You asked, Mikkel came to talk to you, so I'm like, fuck it, let me go there. Ty left and came to talk to you as well. And then I went, I'm like, fuck, who's this? What?
And we're not even whispering, we're like, oh wait, neer's reg, donkey.
Yeah, eventually just turned into oh hey, we got a new friend. And then we just went on our missions that night.
I still remember you guys coming back. You're like, hey, we met someone. And I'm like, must be nice. And then I met you the next day. I was like, is this the white boy?
We met a white boy in Hutton Spray. It doesn't happen often. But it's been weird. Coming back here now, seeing how many new people have moved in, I'm just like, wow, there's people here. It's quite cool. But yeah, that night was interesting.
Back to the cigarettes. I went through 3 cartons that week.
Not my fault.
Like the whole squad, like, oh, I can't wait until Diwan comes, and then everybody phones me like, hey, when you coming? And it's like, okay,
so yeah, well,
come here, 4 packets of smokes.
I didn't smoke yet back then.
No,
not my fault.
No, you didn't.
Why are you lying?
No.
You really didn't smoke that.
I didn't smoke back
then. It was me, you, Peter, Tar, and Mikkel.
I started in lockdown,
but not
then. It was like during end of.
Oh. So you didn't know what stress was. I was getting shot at the night before I needed it.
I still have the shotgun shells and the balls you guys brought back.
Yeah,
I still also have a couple. Yeah, I think that night we went through 2 packets because I went up there with a packet of smokes after I gave everyone smoke. I was went to that just across the railroad. I was laid there in the grass. Had a smoke there again. Walked back to the bridge, and then the flashbangs came, and then we also smoked 2 guas, and then we carried on walking. Yeah. And when we were at your grandfather's old workshop, when we came back, I had to come and fetch another pack of smokes.
I was about to say, do you remember when we got pinned in my grandfather's old workshop?
Yeah, and
because we running across town, and now we like somehow got around everyone. Actually, on the way there, a whole fleet
of riot squad
and guys come into town. We're there, just before the bridge going over Hutton Spray Dam.
Yeah.
There's that little building. So we see all these cops and we're like, fuck it.
Just
in that building down in the shade.
Now there's this
I
window.
feel so left out.
Now there's this window in the middle, and I come and I stand on the right side, and Ty comes stand on the left side, and it just catches my eye. Now I'm not blind, and just this person standing next to me in the corner. And I like poke Ty and I'm like, dude, look next to me. And Ty has a baseball bat in his hand. And he nearly whacks the person.
It's that janky ass studio. Yeah.
And Ty nearly whacks the person next to me with the baseball bat. And I was like, whoa. And the rioters came past us. Daniel, Mikkel, Peter, they didn't even know. Daniel was standing right next to the person. He didn't even know.
Bro, all that happens to me is I'm standing in the corner. And all I had with me was, I had the GoPro. And I had, I think, knuckle dusters.
Yeah.
And I think Ty was standing next to me. I'm not sure. I'm standing in the corner. Now,
You were standing by the door in the corner.
yeah, it's a black person.
Okay, so here's the
You
building.
cannot see anyone. And also, all of us are dressed in dark clothes so
And
that
I'm
we
not
cannot
blind.
be seen. Like, we're hiding.
So here's the building. The person was standing there. Daniel was standing there. I was standing here. Ty was standing there. Mikkel was standing there. Peter was standing there.
I was over here.
Yeah, you were there. And so the person's right next to Daniel and me.
Did not see this person for
And
a fuck.
The riot squad Oaks came past and we all move out. Like, I didn't tell anyone else except Ty. And we start walking out slowly and this black lady starts running past us. This Daniel's like, what the fuck?
No. Okay, so I knew that someone was there. I didn't see them yet because I got tapped by one of you. Like in the, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And whoever it was whispers to me like, there's someone else in the building. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm looking around, I'm like, I can't see anything. And he's like, no, in that corner there's someone else. So now I'm slowly going for these knuckle dusters because I don't know who it is. Look, why is there someone else in the building? And then eventually when all the cop cars go past, we're like, okay, cool, it's clear. This person just bolts out. Because now it's like 5 of us against one rioter. Bolts out. It's a lady as well. So I felt kind of bad. I'm like, oh, maybe.
And
Like,
she's like this short.
tiny lady. She runs out, disappears, and we're like, okay, cool, it's clear. Let's make a run for Grandpa's workshop. Because we knew there was that one broken window we can jump through.
To make sure the tires are still there.
Yeah, we went to see to make sure that they're not stealing our tires to burn our roads down. We get there, we end up getting pinned in there because now the cops are just doing this, and that's on the other side of town. We need to get back home. When we walk out, not even joking, that lady that was hiding also walks out from somewhere. Mirka looks at her and goes, "You're having fun rioting tonight, eh? Having fun." And she just looks at him and goes, "Don't worry, I'll call my friends."
No, Mikkel's got a big mouth.
And
He's got a huge
that's
mouth.
not even the worst
Fuck's
part.
sake.
As everybody climbs back out of the window, I climb out and I bump my head. My phone starts ringing. It's my mom. Now it's fucking on loudspeaker. It's just it's ringing. Now everybody's just there. Now it's ringing. I bump my head. It's like, hey, no, fuck. Get back in, answer the phone. I'm like dizzy. My mom was like, Diwane, where are you? I'm like, no, I'm safe. I'm just on top of the bridge chatting to Mikkel. I'm on the other side of town. And she's like, oh, okay, just be home by 12. I'm like, okay, no problem. Put my phone down, put it on silent first, put it away. Everybody's back in. Now I'm like, and we all stand there by the window. Mikkel jumps out, blabbers his mouth, and I was like, oh, fuck.
See, that's the thing. We were actually very safe because we've grown up here and because of the reputation that our grandfather had. But the problem is the amount
Of them.
of outside people that got involved in this riot was the problem.
Dude, there were cop cars, okay, dropping people off.
Yeah, no, dude, the whole thing was crazy. So, just to tell the audience, I ended up making a video about this riot. We actually went and marched with them at one point to ask them questions, see what's going on. The only reason we could do that is because the people who knew us growing up in this town vouched for us, but there were a lot of people that were very uneasy with having us around. And then when we went to that one meeting, remember we slipped into that one meeting and they saw us, but it was some like municipal officials from Maritzburg. And we're like, why are they here? When they saw us, they freaked out and we had to dip. Like, that was the only time I was actually worried. And I just didn't want to get locked up.
And also the mayor of Vattingspreid. She must also had a problem with you guys videoing everything.
Yeah, she'll have a problem because she's a mayor, and let's be honest, the tires were coming through her family's housing. So her family's built all these houses outside, and all the tires are getting delivered there, and then from there getting carried over to get burnt on the road. So there's family involvement with the mayor.
Okay.
So obviously that's going to cause problems. But we were pretty safe. We found out what the whole riot was about. It was a job thing.
Because In and Bronze, if I'm correct, In and Bronze, they gave the people a job a week later without payment. They said, sorry, we can't afford you.
Yeah. I think all these corporates here, mine, everyone was just kind of hiring, not foreign, but outside people and not hiring from the town. And I think that's what was causing most of the problems. But it was interesting. We met getting shot at, basically.
Yeah.
Because everything was just kind of like out of nowhere. And it was a weird time because it was lockdown. Now people are coming together to riot. We had drones in the air almost every night spying on all the houses. Like,
We still have the drones, eh?
do they still go now? Shoot that thing down.
I still don't know why.
I think
It comes from Dublin.
Yeah, I think
Why?
they have like some private security for the town. It's like a private farm watch thing.
And they're chilling above our house watching us?
See, that's what annoys me is the way they watch.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, let me fly over and make sure everything's okay. When I saw them the first time, they stop in front of the yard, look at the yard. They circle the whole yard. Now, I know my gran's not running around naked in the house. But like, there's some people who do that. And it's a bit fucked. Like, I know it's for security, but if we don't know you exist, then don't fly.
Yeah, but there's got to be something
And it's-
like against just going over
Yeah,
random
so
house.
It's
Uh,
breaks your private.
the privacy law in South Africa. So that is breaking privacy law. Privacy law in South Africa, like if you're running around with cameras, in public, I'm allowed to take a photo of you or film you. The only place I'm not allowed to do that is in your private area, like your home, and if you're in the bathrooms. But if I catch you on the beach or on the street, I'm allowed to legally take photos of you. Unless you come to me and say, please don't. And it is better for me to ask permission because there are like loopholes and things. But flying a drone over my property, looking into my property, is a bit fucked. And
that's legal.
They're nice drones. These drones.
Yeah, they're expensive.
No, they're fucking massive too.
And the worst thing is, it's not just one drone.
Yeah,
There's
a lot.
multiple drones flying everywhere.
I remember when we were sitting with a scope, freaking watching them.
Can I be a bit contradictory on myself? If they paid me to do that job, I'd do it. I'd break the privacy laws. You're getting paid just to fly a drone at night. And these are like mad drones, dude. They go crazy distances because Denmark's far.
And speeds.
Yeah, fast. And night vision, let's be honest. These things are kitted out with some other cameras. Flow, night vision. But also, here's my question. If something had to happen, if we don't know they exist, and say now there's a drone up here and they're looking into our house and they catch someone breaking in, do they actually send someone? Because most farm watches and things, someone's funding it, their sponsorship or whatever it is, or it's community coming together, they have like a kitty to make sure that they can look after the area. If something happened here, do these people send someone out? Even though I was ready to kill during that time.
What I would like to know is, because at one point they had like 3 drones up at one time.
More.
Yeah, but
5, 6.
Even though, like, is there just a separate guy per drone sitting controlling the thing the whole time, or is it just on a loop, on like a automated path, and no one's actually watching the screen?
I don't know. See, it was a weird time because we weren't the only place that had drone activity, but why Huttingspreit? And if it's Dabmar, it makes sense. It's private. Dabmar's got a lot of fucking money. So yeah, it makes sense. And also, Dabmar was one of the fuckers that caused the problems.
But what I want to do is think about this. If they had,
it was controlled.
Yeah, okay, because it looked very accurate.
I followed one of their drones with my drone. I don't know if you were there, but the drone came back. I put my drone in the air to follow it. My signal got scrambled. My drone would not fly. It kept losing signal. I went and looked at all my signal bars. Gone. Nothing. I think I could get 30 meters max.
Yeah, I was there.
But it was high enough for me to follow the drone's light to see where it lands. And there was a bucky on the soccer field on the other side of the bridge, chilling there, and the drone went there. And then they'd either drive off or relaunch.
That's the thing.
Because I think they were using converted Phantom 4s, which means you still have a certain battery life and things like that. Not all of them. The one that was watching our house is definitely a converted Phantom 4, I think. The ones that we saw in the distance, fuck off.
They all had the same light patterns.
Yeah, light to light.
Well,
Green and red.
they were blue and red.
They were green and red.
The one I saw was blue. The one that was fucking off that way.
Listen, I might be not blind, but I'm not colorblind.
Okay, they have more than one drone.
UFO. But anyway, it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to say is they're automated to have a path. So is anyone actually watching the screen? So if someone does break in, the drone does see it. Is anyone even going to know?
I don't know, it's a tough one because you do get drones that are high end, like the Enterprise with its FLIR and everything's built to track people. And it's got sirens and alarms and all sorts of things. So I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact that Admiral's got a lot of money. I used to know the family very well. I've heard some stories about what comes out of there, like secret collections of certain things and what. I don't know how true it is, but I know the family's got money. If they are extremely paranoid, they're going to put all the money into cool toys and I guess we're safe, but not really. But yeah,
Well,
I think I've done a good job looking after this place.
in Gran's whole life of living here, since she's moved in, there's only been one break-in.
There've been more.
Not in this house.
So
In this house.
yeah, I think the lucky thing for us is our houses have, the house itself hasn't always been hit, touch wood. But our cars outside used to get hit a lot because for the longest time we didn't have a fence. Think about when this fence was actually built.
Oh yeah.
I already moved out by the time that this fence got built.
I put that gate in.
Yeah, we didn't have fences. People would come into our yard and eat our pears and apples and grapes, and it was chilled.
I fucking remember
But
that.
how scary is it? So, you asked us what your house was before you moved here, and it's so crazy to think back because that was a little tea room, cafe, shop where we used to go as kids at like 6, 7, 8 years old, even younger, and our parents would just be like, "Go buy sweets, it's fine," and it was safe. We could even go to Amigos across the road and go play on the claw machine,
We
and it
went
was
to
safe.
the fucking pool, which was across the highway.
Yeah. We did. We go to the bridge. See, now we still do that. But also, like, if we were 7 years old, there's not a chance. Like, Hutting Sprait's still fairly safe. But think about how times have changed. Like, we never had a fence. Now we have a fence. We used to walk freely. Now everyone tells you shouldn't do that. Like, our life is literally wake up in the morning, disappear from the yard, and then come back. And it's a
But
part
that's
of
a childhood dream.
Yeah, and it's a part of it that you didn't get to experience, unfortunately. You kind of do now, like we kind of do that, but it's not quite the same.
We set up a freaking tuck shop selling little, I don't know, fudge outside, and we were outside for hours and hours and hours. No parental supervision.
Well, we used to sell fudge on the road, yeah.
We had one sale.
On the dirt road.
Yeah, it was a dirt road at the time now. How crazy is that? Remember? Oh my gosh, I completely forgot that this road hasn't always been tar. This whole time was dirt road. And we used to ride our bicycles and see who could get the longest brake skid. And we'll come from the top, like we do now with the longboards, and we just send it down and hit brake. And
We owned this entire stretch. The amount of times we've fallen on every single area here.
yeah, it's scary to think how much of this time we actually owned. The farm,
And
that piece of land.
if you don't
Yes.
understand the saying, it's when you fall and like
You get to
you
plaas-
claim the ground.
Say it
If
in
you hit
Afrikaans.
fall-
Jy het 'n plaas gekoop.
Fuck Africa.
As jy val
As jy geval het, het jy
kry. Talking about falling, do you remember that time when Gideon broke his arm?
No, he fractured his elbow.
Fractured his
My
elbow.
longboard has claimed 4 people.
Yeah, and tore Hinku's hammy and his ligaments by his knee.
Was it that bad?
Remember, Kayla was here.
Yeah, I remember getting the phone call. Enku just fell. It's bad. I checked to see if it was broken. Wasn't broken. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe you take him to the doctor anyway. But no one actually ever told me what was wrong with him.
No, he tore his hammy and the ligaments in his knee.
He was coming down, trying to go nerve fast. He
goes
hits a
like-
fucking rock.
No, what happened is, like you guys, with the back foot,
Yeah.
you must kick to go
Yeah.
faster. And he tried that and his shoe got stuck on something and it wiggled out.
Dude, no,
And he
as he
fell
tried
back.
pushing, the front wheel hit a rock.
I was
And it-
outside with Kayla watching him.
I was watching him too. I was down here, and he was coming towards me. I'm watching this. He's trying to push, and the right wheel hits like a pebble or something on the ground. I just used to think,
I just remember. So
And
I wasn't there. I
And
think
he fell backwards, eh? And he
Dion
hit
and
his
I
head.
Yeah.
walked here.
Yeah, you were already.
I get a
shut
phone
out.
call from Kayla. My car keys are here. Grab the car. Come now. Henry just fell. And I'm like, I am not in the mood for this right now. We have just taken a kid to hospital and he has a broken arm. What the fuck?
From the same longboard.
And it was not even a day later.
Just check a G7X. It looks off.
It wasn't even a day later.
Yeah. it was
Henku tore his ligaments.
It's crazy though because even though with what I just said about how life's changed from when we were young, it's still kind of similar because in the city, if you were a group of kids doing this and people got hurt, a lot of families would say, kids, you cannot go hang out with them anymore.
Yeah, it's like if you do it again, I'm not taking you to the hospital.
Well, yeah, the neighbors, bro. I sat on the roof while I had COVID. I was like feeling sorry for myself and wanted to watch the sunset or something. And I looked to the bridge and our neighbors are there. There's one of the mayor's kids or grandkids, our neighbors, and a few other people all on skateboards at the bridge. I'm like, wow, we set a trend.
No, it's still happening.
Dope. Like, it's really cool, actually. We kind of, I don't want to take credit for it, but we kind of brought a little town together. Because remember, like, Mayor's kids were playing in the street, soccer. We were always in the yards or skating, and then we were just like,
bring them all
fuck
together.
it.
Just
Come play soccer in our yard. We'll play with you. Skate with us.
We
and
grabbed all the boards we could find,
just
and we had all of them lined up, and we had a race down the road.
like
Remember?
I still have the 10-year-old J board, and we even took that thing, and we're like, okay, let's go. Like the wheels, they weren't even on anymore.
You
They
got,
just
fuck people, because I remember you got a lot of hate for that video.
Yeah,
Really?
well, naturally. I don't know, did I make a video out of it?
yeah.
You did.
I
You
remember
posted
putting it on
your
my story.
You put it on your
'Cause-
Instagram and your story.
Yeah.
And what-
I think a few people from small towns were like, what the fuck, you disgrace to white nation. But I've, since when I came that time, I was already fighting with people here. Because Mirko invited me to a braai and they said to me,
I remember
you
that.
cannot bring a black person. And I asked the guy why. And then he started throwing the K word and whatever. And I'm like, sorry, can you please explain to me what you are telling me right now? Because I have a lot
It was
of-
actually that bra that I was organizing, and then that one guy just fucked it all
Yeah,
up.
I lost it with that owner. Like,
Like I don't have a problem. Like if he's cool, bring him. Like,
And-
I'm keen to make new friends.
I'm so glad our neighbors moved out, but when you had Desmond here, they did not want us to go into our...
Desmond is a cool, good. It's
Bro.
a great guy.
he owns a company. Let's be fucking honest. Like, and that's what that was my whole argument about the thing. So the neighbors at the time, they're not our neighbors now. So if anyone wants to come here and murder, it's not them. It's someone else they got.
They moved.
We were not allowed on the farm because Desmond came with me to visit my gran.
And the thing is, we used to own the farm, so we got given permission that we're allowed to go on there whenever we want.
Yeah, rightfully, it's still my fucking farm. I don't care what you say. But anyway, we were told no. You have a black person with you. You cannot come on our farm. And I lost my shit, and I did everything in my power to make sure that motherfucker always saw us chilling with every single human being in this town. Because like all the mayor's kids always bang out. I remember when I told them, yo,
They were looking at us
remember when
swiftly.
I went and bought all the soccer togs?
Yeah.
And then I got soccer balls, and I was like, oh, it says on the balls because they're kicking a flat basketball. And then we were like, yo, come play in the yard because they just burnt that field. So
And then-
it was cuck.
And then you also got the rugby ball when we played rugby here.
Bro, I started with photos of that. That was so cool. But
Thank you.
I loved watching our neighbors' reaction. Every time we looked into our yard, you could see this like,
Hate.
like, what the fuck? And I was just like, yeah, keep watching, motherfucker. Please keep watching. Because this is our problem. And I've had this conversation before. We are moving into a time where everything's very integrated and it's good. It's good for everyone. Like Desmond, that pissed me off so much because Des owns a company. His parents work high up ranks in Harrismith.
And all the neighbors that moved out, all their animals died.
Yeah, because they're shit ass farmers. But here's my thing, right? So when I'm at a braai and someone pisses me off,
I ask them to leave. Whether you are white, black, yellow, I can't say yellow. Whether you are white, black, Indian, Chinese, I don't care what you are.
I was trying to keep it in.
Sorry, the problem with me is I enjoy dark humor and sometimes that comes out. Anyway, if you piss me off and kick you out, remember that bro we had here? And I came to him like, these two fuckers here, I don't like them.
They just, the guys that randomly just showed up.
Yo,
It's your farewell.
Yeah, it was my farewell. You know, we had a few people, and who invited them?
Miguel
invited
It's
two
his
random
friends.
fucking people that I've never met.
Two
And they-
Afrikaans boys.
And they drunk as fuck with Mampoer.
Two Afrikaans boys making Lucy feel uncomfortable, making me feel uncomfortable, making
Me
Making me pissed.
trying to organize drugs and stuff. And I remember it was the best thing ever when I came in to tell them to leave. But I consulted everyone, like, can I please fight? And I'm standing here, and I'm like, hey, you need to leave. The one guy respectfully talking to me, the other guy you can see is getting on edge. I remember in the corner of my eye seeing Dion sitting over there, and he takes
With
the
a fucking beer bottle.
and he sits like this, holding the beer bottle behind his back, and he's like, jump, bro.
And you know what's the funny thing? It was a Heineken bottle. I was behind him and I just see him put the bottle behind his back and I was like,
But that's the thing, okay? And this is why I think we've also not had many problems in this town. Because we've always been very inclusive. Like, we let people come and chow the fruit in the garden. Like, it doesn't matter. But with the mayor's kids now, when we walk out, they're like, hey, what's up, boys? How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Like, aware. Normal interactions. You guys want to come over to our house? Yeah, sure, aware. Like, the amount of times I've gone into Ramaphosa and, like, chowed food there with him. Bro. Like, it's... Society's changing.
like I've been almost living here for 2 years now. And it was a while back, I walked in there and this one guy actually offered me a beer. And he's like, you want to come and chill with us? And I was like, yeah, sure, why
Well, the
not?
amount of time I've spent in Shabines, because I've lived a lot of time in small towns, Shabines are cool places to be. Yes,
Just
it's
very
dangerous.
crowded.
Crowded, yes, it can be dangerous, but Targa is dangerous. Origin's dangerous. All these places are fucking dangerous. At the end of the day, there's... Fuck, I can get into the racism thing. 6 love, because unfortunately, like, I don't think South Africa's biggest issue is racism. But I do think racism is what keeps us from seeing the real issues. Because we do still have pieces of our society that are like our neighbors. Ask them why you're racist, and they're going to give you the dumbest fuck answer. Ask anyone, really. Like, I have a friend who is racist because he did go through a farm attack. I understand that, it's traumatic, and it's difficult to look at that in a different light. But let's be fucking honest, dude. Like, I've been shooting models in Durban. Holy fuck. Models are racist. Let me fucking tell you. My word.
Well, that's good.
I know you love complaining about the models.
I'm not getting into this one because someone's gonna get fucking shot.
Like, it's bad, but it's good for me because I'm only a part-time model. Only when someone needs
Oh,
me.
that
Not all models. Okay,
No,
I was shooting 4 models and one of them was the problem. Okay, so it's not all models. I'm generalizing. It was one of them out of 4. Like, I understand there's issues all around the board, and all these topics are always difficult because, like, you have to subjectively talk about the whole scenario. But let's be honest, there's so much unnecessary bullshit in this world.
And why do you think those certain models are like that? Because I would think they're like that because they're very well gifted, if you know what I like. A lot of girls think they're so much better. So many girls think they're so much better than everyone else just because they have a nice ass and a nice face, and they like putting themselves.
I think with her, there's a couple problems. Problem 1, 29, lived
Parents.
a bit closer to an era where the parents are probably very racist. Because at the end of the day, when we grew up, I remember the first time I wanted to invite, I think it was Wednesday, to my birthday party. And I was asked, am I sure? And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean, am I sure? What the fuck? Because I didn't understand. And I think that's what a lot of society now forgets. I wasn't born in that era.
Apartheid isn't anything to us.
It
Not-
really
we-
isn't.
we weren't a
I
part of it.
was not born then. I understand it's a problem, but all over the world there's these problems. But I wasn't born then. For you to expect that I'm the same because of the color of my skin's a bit fucked up. But it's cool seeing how there are people starting to stand up for this. And I'm very excited to get someone onto this podcast who can talk about it. I would love to get that financial guy. Remember there was that guy, what was his name? He attacked the apartheid thing in lockdown last year because everyone was losing their jobs in his corporate.
I remember that.
But he's fucking famous now. I'd want to get him on the podcast. You want to do that one too?
Yuri.
It is recording.
Yuri. Can we have a smoke?
You, mate.
Is it still recording? Everything's still recording.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude. If you don't mind being on camera smoking, then it doesn't matter. Like this podcast is probably the most chilled podcast. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some in the future where we get absolutely drunk. It's just one of those things.
Like, I promise you, if you go to any racist black person now under the age of, let's say, 20, and you ask him, why are you racist? He'll say apartheid. And that's what pisses me off. Because,
Yeah, but that's also parents. Why are any young white kids racist? Same reason. It's parents talking in a certain way.
but what? Okay, this is another thing I don't understand.
But it's also not all parents. Like
Why?
things are changing.
Yeah, this is another thing I don't understand. Why is the white people racist? What did the black people do to them before apartheid?
Because you get
No, I want to know
Three groups.
what the black people did. Yeah, I understand with Mandela and that.
I was just like,
But
this is
there
a
was
horrible setting because it's three white boys talking about racism.
I was wondering about this quite a while ago. I was like, is this okay to talk about?
It is okay because it's my podcast.
We're not discriminating or anything.
Fuck you.
There's three groups.
I just want to say one thing.
Go.
If you guys are not happy with something, leave it in the comments and we will talk even further on the topic. I will bring Nico in here to sit with me. I'll get him to Dundee. Anyway, go on.
Three groups. Okay. You get the black racists, you get the white racists, and you get everyone in between. The black racists are trying to get the people in between on their side. The white racists are trying to get everyone else that are in between to their side. And most of us just want to fucking live normally and we don't give a shit.
You know what
But
I
then
think
we
the-
just get those two freaking groups.
It's not just that, like, the unrest should have shown us a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe not here, but in Durban, it was everyone against looters. It wasn't
Yeah,
a colour thing.
same here. It was everyone
everyone
against the looters. Like AJ, there was.
And I saw some white kids fucking looting, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I almost.
Did you? I made those jokes too, don't worry.
Like,
Camera gives
Get
There
myself
was-
a new camera.
there was Indian police officers all the way from Dunhausen that came through to come and help. There was black police officers from Dunhausen and Dundee and Glencoe and Lady Smith that came here to help.
We're not
It's-
that. I was on the Zello group because that's how everyone
With
communicated.
the walkie-talkie app.
There were black girls, black guys, white girls, white guys, Karens, and more Karens.
And Kevin's.
Kyle's.
Kevin's?
Kyle's.
Is Kevin like the Karen main?
Yeah.
No, it's Kyle.
It's a Kevin.
It's Kyle.
It's
It's
not.
a
It's
Kevin.
fucking Kyle.
It's a Kevin.
It's a dickless cake.
That's my nickname, you bitch.
Or maybe you're a Kevin. Kyle, Kevin.
Kevin.
Kyle.
No, let's not make a Kyle. I've got a friend who's Kyle and he's a brilliant fisherman.
It's a Kevin.
I've got a friend named Kevin.
I don't have
You
no
have
idea.
a friend
So it's
named
a Kevin.
Kevin?
DLA.
Shame.
I'm joking.
I don't know if I feel
Fucking
worse.
yeah,
I don't know if I feel worse for you being his friend or
No.
for
I
him
don't
being
know.
called Kevin.
I don't know a single person named Kevin.
Being your
I'm
Kevin.
lying.
Like the only Kevin I know and feel where it actually is okay is Kevin Hart. I don't know any other Kevins. I don't want to know any other Kevins.
No, me neither.
And for all the Kevins watching this, I apologize. Your name
We're
is
sorry.
asshole.
Also Karen.
No, Kevin.
Karen. Oh, your ex-girlfriend's mom's name is Karen.
She's a nice lady.
Okay, not all of them are bad. Most of them.
If I look at you and go, you're a fucking Karen or Karen, then you're bad. If I say, hi Karen, how are you?
Who's here?
How's you?
Hello?
We're in the middle of a podcast. Anyway, where the fuck were we?
They're still hooting.
Can I see through this gap?
There's a gap in the next door you can look through.
It's not at our gate.
Beep.
Anyway, I don't know where we were when we went on that tangent. Oh, everyone fighting together.
And that's also why I say that our issue isn't racism.
Yeah.
It's
discrimination.
population against our social structure and government. Not really against our social structure. It's the population of South Africa against the decisions that this government and country make. But the government and the country know that this segregation can be helped by going, you're racist, you're feminist, you're gay, you're this, you're that, and there's the split. So we can't fight the actual issue because we're too busy fighting all these little nitty-gritty things that don't actually matter. Boom! Clip me and give me shit, it's fine. I can't get cancelled because I'm nobody.
If we had a mic, you'd be dropping it.
Don't drop your phone.
I'm just saying.
My poor coaster.
Like,
Try fucking cancel me, I'm a nobody. I'm not a nobody, I'm a somebody. I'm just not famous.
most black people tell you, no, it's with the racism. Like, not most racist white people would go to, if you ask them why you're racist, no, Mandela. But, white people helped him.
But see, that's the problem. A lot of our decisions are also strengthened in our minds because of misinformation. For example, who owns this country? Most people get that wrong. For example, Mandela is this figure that is loved by so many, but it's also a figure that creates some of the issues. But it's because everyone looks at it from one side and doesn't look at the entire story. But also, like I said, government. The government doesn't want us to know. And it's not going to get taught because our school curriculums are all managed by one thing. It's crazy. I know a lot of information, I just don't know if I'm allowed to release it. I guess if I don't tell you where I heard it, it's fine.
I think so.
It's like last year in lockdown, because of the tour, I've been talking to a lot of people, and I was told that, like, for example, the dates for some of the wars that have happened in this country back in the day, they want to change the dates for land claims. You want to change
A date
history
of war.
just so you can claim land.
Like, my brother was like, he's high school now, but when he was still in primary, he didn't even have to study anything of Jan van Riebeeck. It was just out of the curriculum.
I wanna do a competition. If you guys are still watching this, thank you. If you can let me know in the comments below where the ANC papers, the first ever ANC papers were signed, I'll give you a 1,000 rand voucher to Fine Line Tattoo.
I'm gonna go and do my research now.
You're definitely not gonna win. You're on the podcast.
I want a new tattoo.
I'm just saying, you're not gonna win. You're sitting.
The thing is, he already owes me a fine line tattoo coupon, but I doubt that's happening.
I can get you tattoos, but don't tell everyone that I can just get you tattoos because.
But you just told everyone.
He
I
has.
told them to give them one voucher. Maybe I had one lying around, and now you guys are telling people that I can just give them out. I can't.
He had a few lying around, but not anymore. You've used most of them. Just look at you.
This was
Also, that camera's out of battery.
That's fine. We've got the other cameras. It's a janky setup. What can I say?
Let's just make sure we charge things.
So light's definitely changing.
Like, I feel like I'm in the spotlight.
Bro, you look glowing. Literally, you're glowing. It looks insane.
You're just in darkness.
Like,
no, I can imagine. That's why I'm trying to sit like this so I can get that side.
Like, I feel like I'm in the spotlight here.
So the 1.4 lens hopefully does a good job. I don't know if we've finished any of the storylines we started.
No.
It doesn't really matter. I guess that's just how it goes.
It's called digression.
It's called a conversation.
With no point.
It had a point. We just spoke about racism.
Okay, cause.
No. That's gonna be another fucking 2 hours. Stop.
It won't be.
Do you think so?
It's not going to be 2 hours because every time it does take long, it's us saying the exact same thing over and over and over again. You go, Supra's better than your Supra.
Okay, but what about the dying?
Supercar's better than your Supra.
What about the dying JDM cars?
We've had this conversation like a million times.
No, we've had him with the sport cars, you with the fucking Corvette Stingray, and me with the Supra.
If
we've
anyone wants to throw shade at this podcast, attack the host sitting over there. He doesn't like cars.
I like cars.
No, you don't. You only like
Not
one.
as no.
You like one car.
No. Just like you have a thing for a Supra, I have a thing for a fucking C3
I don't
Corvette.
have just a thing for one car. I have a thing for cars.
I appreciate cars. I do not spend every fucking day of my life researching the shit out of them.
Well, I do.
I'm definitely not even going to act like I know cars for this one.
Yeah, and me neither.
My entire argument's okay. You and the JDM, whatever the fuck that is, means 2JZ,
No.
Supras, and
It's the Japanese cars. Like
so building the cars that don't look that great, but
No, they
everyone
look
knows it.
amazing.
Okay, so here's my argument. I would just rather own a McLaren.
No, but fuck the McLaren for now.
Okay,
What
fuck
about the
McLaren.
dying cars? Any make.
Like? So you're telling me dying cars, like
The cars that
are iconic now.
Yes, that's dying.
Okay, what about them?
Why?
Why what?
Why are they dying? What do you think is the reason?
Of them dying?
Yes.
We have too many soft sacks of shit in this world.
Thank you. I couldn't have put it any better. Like the
Because think about it. Okay, so what I said is probably not completely correct, but here's the thing, right? I don't even know if that thing's for me.
It is.
Is it that dark that you have to change it?
No, it's bright.
Yeah, I thought it would
It
be.
was too bright.
Fuck, it's probably overexposed for a long time.
Like, part of your face is still like overexposed. Should I just take it till that's gone?
No, it's fine. It's just how it's gonna be. No, I'll see this. So here's the thing. People who are fanatic about cars, something happened in their life where it's like, oh my gosh, this is cool. Or your dad liked cars, or this person liked cars, whatever it is. It's like, I don't really care about Lego. But I know there's a lot of people that love Lego and collect Lego and build Lego and tell
But
me
it's because
everything about Lego. It's the same with cars. So I appreciate iconic cars and classic cars, and I'll go to car shows and be like, oh my gosh, look at that.
Oof.
But to own it, I'm not in that scene. Like, it doesn't interest me enough to want to be in that scene. I like driving and I like performance cars. Outside of that, just because I like where technology goes. But I do understand what you're saying is we've got iconic cars dying out, but it's also, they're only iconic in a small group of people. It's a niche of car lovers. It's like, Lego is iconic, but not for me. I couldn't give a fuck. Coin collecting. I like coin collecting. Most people look at me like I'm the most boring motherfucker on the planet.
But it's cool. Like you showed me the coin collection. I was actually looking at that coins like, damn, this is. Yeah, but I was looking at it like, damn, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like,
it can't drive. Like, that's where cars are cool. See, cars.
If you have the right ones, you can buy something that does drive.
Yeah, but why would you want to sell something that cool? Anyway, project cars are cool because
So
you
you
get to
can drive
sit there and
something.
build it. Like, I would have a project car, but I wouldn't be building it myself.
just don't buy a Honda.
I'm probably just going to get a GTR and just change its exhaust, and I'll be like, oh, it's my project car.
Yeah,
No,
let me
I'm
guess,
gonna-
it'll probably be a GTR 35.
Yes.
And then you'll be like, oh, project. No, it's not a project car. No.
But see, I'm not in that scene, so
Yeah.
I don't really care. Like, I want to go, I'll buy my McLaren, I'll buy the GTR, I'll buy my motorbikes, I'll get new kits put on them, all those things, but I'm not sitting in my garage with a Supra that's going to fuck anything up.
Why the discrimination on the Supra now?
Because I know how much you like Supras, and I know how much the world likes Supras. So hopefully we can turn this into a TikTok for marketing purposes on the podcast.
Like,
Hey Yuri, when you do the marketing stuff, just somewhere get a clip of me going, fuck Supras.
he'll get hate.
Clip that, put it somewhere, get it on TikTok. That's called marketing.
He'll get hate. But like on Instagram, there's a lot of car sites.
Yeah.
Like, and then on their stories they put Toyota Supra or R34.
R34.
79% will choose a R34.
Fuck's an R34.
It's a GTR.
It's a Skyline GTR. It's the one before the one Daniel wants.
I don't even know what one he wants.
R35.
Listen,
It is a very nice car and you should buy it.
fucking about cars.
79% would choose the R34.
Yeah, because it looks better.
Yo, no, it doesn't.
No, it really does.
No.
And okay, but also everyone knows what GTR is. You see that logo.
Not a lot
you're
of, like, if you see GTR on the front or the back, you'll be like, oh, damn. If you see a Supra, it's like, a lot of people will be like, what's a Supra?
Could we argue Fast and Furious helped ruin car culture?
Yes.
Because in the beginning it was the GTRs and the Supras
and the
Meats.
muscles.
And yes, there was a storyline of like the criminal activity.
Until Fast and Furious 5. From then, they started becoming superheroes.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
everybody saw Fast and
I
Furious
did
9.
not know The Rock took steroids that were strong enough to make him hold helicopters down.
Exactly. And
Like,
everybody has seen Fast and Furious 9.
That wasn't CGI.
No. Yes, it was.
of course it was CGI.
Okay, sorry, no, because like I wasn't sure.
A human being cannot hold a car on this side and hold a helicopter on this side. Bro,
It'll tear you apart.
let me put it this way. Watch the behind the scenes for where Captain America grabs a helicopter. He's not even on a building. He's in a fucking warehouse, the green screen.
And he's
everywhere.
just doing this.
And that's Captain America.
Can I get that?
You think Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
No, it's just the way. I do not think it's just the way you were talking was like, are you fucking with me or?
Yeah, I'm giving shit to the fact that apparently, and this is also in all movies, The Rock is basically a superhero.
Yeah.
Because in all the Fast and Furious, like in Fast and Furious, how many times does he fall out of like a 20-story building, land on his back, get
Especially
up and
Hobbs
punch
and Shaw.
someone again?
Was it Hobbs and Shaw? No.
It happened in Hobbs and Shaw and happened the one before that.
I refuse to watch further.
No, I have to watch further because
Haven't you watched Fast and Furious 9?
No, but I have to.
I have
know
to.
they went to space.
Oh,
I haven't.
but-
even
Don't ruin
watched
shit.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Like I don't
I
care.
know
about Fast and
90%
Furious
of
anymore.
your subscribers have already watched Fast and Furious 9.
Good
And
for
now
them.
you haven't.
I
and
like
I wanted to say something.
good quality
I like,
movies.
you said 90%. That's like 2.
Like the CGI is great, but I don't think you should take all these fancy supercars.
But
and-
it wasn't a supercar that went to space.
No, I'm not talking about the space thing. I'm thinking about other movies like where they parachute and there's like this truck and like, fuck's sake, it gets to a point.
Do you want Fast and Furious 9 so I can give it to you?
I'll give it to him.
Okay.
I don't. Fuck that.
I'm gonna watch it because I need to finish the series.
Fine.
It'll
bring
kill
You
it.
know
for
which one I think embodied the car culture? It was Tokyo Drift.
Fuck. That's my favorite one.
I
I
don't
wanna
think
say-
it was the best on the franchise. It was a bit out of place. But I think the reason is because the storyline of Fast and Furious was going towards where it is now. And Tokyo Drift was that break in between where it was like, oh, by the way, this is real car culture. In Japan, where we drift and we do this and we, like, you know what I mean? And now it's just...
See, that was the JDM culture. And now it's just, they're trying to be fucking Iron Man and Superman.
They're getting close.
Yeah, well, they're already flying, so...
CGI is great. But yeah, no, it's I'm going to watch it.
But my favourite Fast and
Because I have to.
Furious would be Fast and Furious 1.
You have to watch Fast 9. Charlize Theron's in it. She's
I'll
South
watch
African.
with you.
Support the fake South Africa.
But I'm just like, I heard they used the fucking DeLorean to go to space.
What's that? A Star Wars car.
No, it's
Look at him looking at me. Clip that too.
It's a
Mark it.
it's a PJ Ferreira.
It's not a DeLorean.
No.
The
What
fucking-
are you talking
The
about?
photo looks like a fucking. Okay, anyway, Back
it
to the
looks like
Future.
one. The DeLorean from like Back to the Future. That's
Oh, yeah,
what
yeah,
he's talking
yeah.
about.
That's a DeLorean. It's also a real fucking car
Is that what
called
it's
the
called?
DeLorean.
Oh,
And
I
no,
like
they,
Back to the Future. That's a good.
they
And
used
you
the
don't know what a
Ferreira.
DeLorean is.
I like the storyline. I don't care about the car because the car says GMC on it. Okay, let's be honest.
Yeah, but they say DeLorean
yeah, and
multiple times.
Not everyone looks.
They say it audibly.
They say it. You don't have to get so angry. I didn't listen. If I ask you now, hey Yuri, do you remember that one sentence that one guy said in that one movie? Like if I look at you and go, okay, Thomas Shelby in episode 4 of season 3 said what to this person? Are you going to tell me what it was?
In order. Of
Okay,
Peaky
but that's
fucking
different.
Blinders.
Shut the fuck up. That's another story. The DeLorean was mentioned more than once through the movie, and the movie kind of centers around the time machine, which they call the DeLorean. That's something fucking anyone would know.
Okay, but how much times have you watched fucking Back to the Future?
Like twice each one.
And how many times did you do it sober or not cuddling with another human being? Because generally, you don't say dumb things like names.
Every single time.
I'm innocent. Yeah.
No, I'm
Well,
like,
it's like-
I don't think I've ever done any of that freaky stuff to Back to the Future. Because I really...
that would imply that there's been other shows.
Yeah. Where do you think Netflix and chill comes from? I've actually also never done it to Netflix.
What?
Never. Everyone says Netflix and chill. I actually watch Netflix. And I've never gone crazy towards Netflix.
So you've never chilled?
I've never done the chill that's been implied.
I've never done it to a movie.
You know that one?
You've never done it to a movie?
Really?
Have you ever done it?
No, I'm a virgin.
Yes, that's a lie.
I'm a virgin.
We know you're not. So I just threw you under the bus to the entire YouTube audience.
Please don't go viral.
Watch this.
Yo, reverse psychology, don't! I don't want to see this out there. I really do, like.
Now I'm gonna download TikTok just to check this shit.
Yeah, the marketing stuff. I kind of feel bad that I don't know it's called the DeLorean. I thought it started with a V.
You should feel
The
bad.
Valorian.
Someone's looking at me like I'm the worst. See, here's the thing. This is where I get clipped a lot.
No. What I got offended at was the fact that you related it to Star Wars.
Does it not sound like
DeLorean.
something that should
It
be in
sounds
Star
like a
Wars?
space. It sounds like a space.
What's that new Star Wars series with Baby Yoda? What's that called?
The Mandalorian.
DeLorean! Mandalorian! What do you mean you're offended by the fact that I got that wrong? It's the same fucking word.
Just a duh.
You cannot even be mad at that. No, actually, you can't be mad at that. Let's be honest.
I'm not. Can I go? Fuck you. I can't. I'm blind now.
Can
I can't see fuck all.
I want to make no. Actually, I'm not even going to make the last comment. I really need to pee. I think we should end this.
Even me, we're gonna have to fight for it.
But there's more podcasts to come, and then we can carry on with this. So you guys carry on the conversation in the comments. That would be great. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched the whole thing, if you didn't watch the whole thing, I'm saying thank you to you too, even though you did not hear it.
Follow me on Instagram.
I'm gonna bleep that out.
Yeah, if you want, actually, yeah, I guess we should theoretically, like, we don't pay them, so we should put their tax. I really need a pee. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'm out.
Cheers, guys. Bye.